Afternoon. Is anybody out there?
Good afternoon.
How do, everyone? Hope you're all alright.
We are back. You'll have to excuse any mess that you can see behind us because we currently have suitcases everywhere.
Washing galore, so hopefully it's not going to rain too much. The dog's investigating everything. I think he's having a good old sniff, so hope you're all alright. Hope we haven't missed
What have we missed?
too much in the land of cheddar and wherever you are in England. Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, we cut ourselves off. We've had a nice family break, as you can see by my wonderful glow that's going to see me through this autumn weather that we've come home to.
You can see who pays attention to the sunbathing. Actually, probably not so much for me.
It's a dedicated craft.
I've got a bit of colour. There's a bit of colour on
The
it.
girls out there will know it is a dedicated craft, sunbathing, isn't it?
Apparently so.
It is, it's hard work.
I don't really have the patience, unfortunately, to go do that, really.
So, yeah. So tell us, how are you all? Kerry-Ann Bell. We went to Italy, one of the only places that we don't have to quarantine from. So, bearing in mind when we booked to go away, this was back, goodness me, before January.
Yeah.
And we weren't really expecting to go away anywhere this year with everything that was going on. But it happened that we were able to go, and so we took the opportunity. And just to say as well, the social distancing measures and the strictness has been amazing, hasn't it? It's been
much
more than even here.
Yeah.
So amidst all that stuff, we were still able to relax and
to be honest with you, the resort that we were at hardly had anybody on site. So where we were, we had like a holiday home type thing. See the dog there? Holiday home, and to be honest with you, by mid kind of week, most people that were there before us had left, so it was all empty around us. It was quite nice, really.
yeah.
And even the resort was a lot quieter, so you could walk around and
everywhere was quiet.
hardly see anybody. So you know,
beaches were quiet. Everywhere was quiet. Loads of places were still closed out there.
So it was kind of nice, really. It was, I think, a bit more relaxing than it probably.
Yeah, it was a
normally
completely different experience,
would be.
but obviously it was.
Yeah, I mean, we were blessed and lucky to do it. So you know, obviously we thought about it. Is it going to be safe and all the rest of the stuff? And we decided that it was. So we did it, and we're back, feeling refreshed, feeling good. So how are we all out there? I know that some of you, if you're not from around this area, I know that from looking at my Facebook and Instagram that I've seen that loads of kids have already gone back to school. But I do know that obviously here there is a lot of anticipation, a lot of fear, a lot of nervousness and all the rest, because obviously all our kids are due to go back to school now, and obviously because we have a 3-school system here, so we have a first, a middle and an upper school. So obviously we know that there's loads of children that are leaving the first school, because we did a lot of work. Well, we have done a lot of work in the first school, lunchtime clubs and stuff, and supporting kids as much as the middle school actually. But we know, we put a lot of time and energy into the first school, so we're aware that a lot of those are moving into year 5. It'll be. So for them it's a big deal, because it's for us here. If you don't know how the system works, it's like leaving primary school to go into secondary, but you're leaving 2 years before that, so that's kind of scary, I guess. It's a big step. So if you're not ready for it, because obviously normally it's one teacher and one classroom, now suddenly you're thrown into like a secondary school system of timetables and different classrooms. But I guess now, because they're going to get a slightly different experience because it's all bubbles and different entrances, and so that puts the kind of fear: is it safe? Is it right to send my kids back to school? All those things that are kind of put into the mix. I mean, we're feeling it in our household. We've got one boy that's going into year 8 and one that's going, I don't even know how, seeing somebody walking by, and one that I don't know how this has happened, but now in his last year of school, entering into year 11. Obviously that's kind of vital for him for his exams and all the rest of it, so that's kind of weird. So we're feeling it. That's what, 7 months? Not
7 months home, yeah.
7 months home, is it, something like that? I mean, Caleb, our oldest, had some school.
Almost 7 months.
Yeah, but yeah. So there you go. That's a weird one. So where are you at with that, people out there? You parents that are in Cheddar that watch this, kind of give us a bit of feedback if you need any help or like some prayer or just some support. Then please let us know, because that's what Fusion Family Somerset is all about, supporting people, and hopefully soon we'll be able to support your kids back in the lunch clubs and stuff. But I've got a feeling we're a little bit away from that. So, I don't know what you can see. Neighbours. There we go. I'm just going to close the blind.
Oh, it would be really
Right, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to turn the light on.
There's change of atmosphere now, and now you can see the explosion of suitcases. Look, it's all right.
Sorry about that.
Beauty of live streaming.
I'm gonna. Sorry about this, everyone. There we go.
So yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling extremely emotional and anxious about the whole thing. Obviously, like Jonathan said, our boys have been at home with us. We've been so strict with everything. We haven't seen anyone until just before we went away, when we saw my mum for the first time. And like the boys haven't seen anyone. We haven't seen anyone other than Bella and Barry, who help us out with the fusion stuff. So, and obviously when we went away, it's been exactly the same social distancing measures and stuff that we were doing anyway. So for us, this is a massive deal. I almost feel a bit like we're throwing them into the lion's den, because for me, I think I would have felt better if it was a bit more staggered and a bit more kind of getting back into it slowly and everything else, because of how long they've been out. And I get the other side of it and everything else, but this is just from my personal feelings over the whole thing. So I think there'll be a few wobbles this week, and it'll mostly be from me, probably. I mean, we've got one child that is quite sensitive and takes after his mum, so I know there's going to be some tears and some wobbles and some worries.
And then we've got another that's autistic, that's very programmed, routine, OCD. It's at times interesting to live with that combination with both of them, Has its challenges. Life has its challenges. Family life does anyway. No matter what mix you've got in your household, it's as a parent, there's no manual. It's not easy. You've got to take each day as it kind of comes. I've been reading a book, funny enough, from Ollie Ollerton. I don't know whether you watch the SAS. Who Dares Wins. I don't know whether you're a fan of that or not. Some of you might, some of you might not. I kind of like it. I've always weirdly been interested. I'm not interested in war. Okay, I'm not a warmonger or anything like that. From a young boy, I've been quite interested in kind of army and I think more the tradition and stuff. So I used to go to the Royal Tournament when I was younger, like all the bands and all that type of stuff, and all the display and all that stuff. But I'm quite interested in the discipline side and the routine and kind of the structure. I find it quite intriguing, and obviously the training and the physical training and the mental stuff. It's interesting, isn't it? And it's interesting to think, even though special forces that go through all the training that they do, that a lot of them still come out with emotional and mental problems, PTSD and stuff like that. So a lot of the books that are written from all of those guys have a lot to do with fear, and a lot to do with emotion and mental health and all that type of stuff. So it's quite interesting reading. Obviously, not Christian books, but incredibly helpful. I mean, some stuff in there I don't agree with and whatever, but with all things, you kind of spit out the bones and you chew the meat. So I found it quite interesting. But anyway, he was talking about this little bit in there, because obviously he's talking about fear and he was talking about mental health, but also he was talking about situations. Obviously, with the SAS, they're always kind of the first into a situation. With small groups of men. I don't know what their teams would be, up to probably with 9, but they could face like an enemy of a whole army of 30, 40 people or more. So they would be the first into the situation, the first into, smashing through that window or kicking that door down. You imagine what that fear must feel like when you approach that door and you don't know what's behind that door, who's in that room, how many people are in there. I know that they use certain techniques to find out, but you're not quite sure if you're just being dropped into a situation. You're at that door, you don't know who's behind there. There could be people that want to kill you. They've got to kick that door in and go into that room to meet that situation. So that fear that overtakes their body, and I guess the adrenaline, it must be massive. So they use a technique called breathe, recalibrate, and deliver. And what they're saying, with the fearful situations, is to learn. I think they do this with mental health stuff as well. Is learning how to breathe. And if you use your breathing, deep breath and stuff, you can calm your breathing down. Actually calms your body down. Sometimes when we're in a stressful situation or a panic situation, your breathing goes all over the place, doesn't it? They say that when you hit cold water, first thing to do is you start panic and flapping around. But really the first thing you should do is learn how to control your breathing, calm yourself down, to then recalibrate, which is to rethink the situation, to refocus, to think about what you're approaching into, to then deliver what you need to be at to do. So I've kind of taken a little bit of a lesson from that, really, because you don't know what's behind the door, do you? So let's talk about that with school and your kids going back. It's scary anyway, September time, but certainly with this whole coronavirus, we don't know how it's going to be. We don't know what's behind the door. We don't know what to expect. We don't know how it's really going to be. The schools have sent out all the documentation and the plans and all the rest, but we don't know how your kids are going to respond or how you're going to respond. So I guess what I'm saying is, first of all, is breathe. Kind of step back from it. Don't get overwhelmed by the fear and the panic of it all. Take a breath, take a step back from it, rethink, replan, refocus where you're at in it, to be able to push through and deliver what you need to be able to do. Maybe that's in a new job, or in all factors of life that you face. For us, certainly for Fusion Family Somerset. We've got a lot ahead of us at the moment. There's a lot of big things that we've talked about, a lot of big projects that we've got coming up, and some of those are massive, and there's even things that we don't know about that's going to come up that we're going to face. So I think for us, we feel that we just need to kind of take some time just to slowly breathe, rethink, to be able to face those things. You know, the Bible talks about be still and know that I am God. And I think that's in the breathing. You know, it's the breath. Psalms have that a lot as well. If you read the Psalms, what's it called? Is it Selah or where there's chunks of verses, because a lot of it is reflection, a lot of it is prayer, a lot of it is worship, you know, a lot of it is songs. But it has all these things, and then it kind of has this word in there. Selah has that word there, which basically means take a moment, take a breath, take a pause before you go into the next part. So I guess my little bit of a thought for the day is, or for this week, or for now this season, for this next month, for this next moment, is take a breath, be still, and know that God is in control. You know, God is in control, whether you know Him or not, whether He is relevant to your life or not. He certainly has got your life in His hands. Be still and know that God is in control. Be still and know that God loves you. Be still and know that God won't let you down, and that He has everything in hand for you. I really felt that when we were away on holiday. You know, there were moments, you know, we reflected on last year, where, to be honest with you, you weren't particularly well with mental health and stuff. And Michelle's come on a long journey. You know, maybe you should share that at some point. A long journey, and we kind of reflected of, wow, you know, how well that you've kind of come forward. But we had moments of kind of wobbles, even when we were on holiday, of, you know, going back, isn't scary, or where are we going to be, or where, you know, how's school going to happen, or you know, where's Fusion Family Somerset fit, and what about the school stuff, and what about youth groups, blah, 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 you know, what about, but, you know, for me, it was, I think God just spoke to me, you know, take a breath, rethink, be still and know that I am God. So I guess for you today, my kind of word for you today is step back from it. Know that God loves you. Know that God is in control. Be still and know God. Know Him. If you don't know Him, then get to know Him. Get to know Him through the Bible. Get to know Him through communication to Him, through prayer. Experience Him. Allow Him into your life. Allow Him to turn your life around and to change where you're at. Recalibrate. Yeah? There are some things in your life that you need to recalibrate, to fix, to sort out, some differences that you need to make, you know, some things that you need to change, diets, food, health stuff. Maybe the doctor's given you some news that you know, scared you, and then you can change your life through your food, through your fitness and all that stuff. You can, you know, recalibrate. If it's stuff to do with mental health, then there are things that you can put into place that will help you to move forward, to be able to deliver just living every day. You know, and there are things with your kids now that you can do with the school stuff that can help them, that can help you to move forward, because it's all about moving forward now. It's all about this change and taking things that we've learned from this lockdown and moving them forward and delivering them into our lifestyles as we move forward. So we are here. Fusion Family Somerset is very much here in the midst of all that stuff, willing you on, wishing you on, backing you up, supporting you. We are here for prayer, support, advice. Talk to us. Like I said, sooner or later, you know, there's some other things that are coming into place that are really going to help some of that stuff move forward. We can't share that too much. Like I said, if you are the praying sort, then later on this month we've got some big meetings happening. that's really, really going to change
And then we'll be able to tell you some more
lives.
stuff.
Yeah, we can't wait to tell you.
Yeah.
We're really eager. I mean, I just want to spill it all out now, but there's so much there that it's so exciting. But sometimes you just got to kind of keep the cards to yourself and the plans on the table at the moment, because otherwise there are people that like to take that stuff and claim it to be theirs. So we're not in for that. We're in for the long run. And you know what? When you're in for the long run, sometimes it doesn't look like you are doing much. But when it's long-term vision, it's long-term planning.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Yes, the end result's going to be great. It's going to have an impact on many people's lives. So we're out on the food barn tomorrow. If you are,
So if you are part of the
clients.
food barn project, you need to get your payments in. From the 11th of September, there's going to be a few rule changes, which I have posted on the Fusion Food Barn page. We're no longer going to be accepting cash payments, as we've had issues with those. And I'm no longer going to be chasing people up on a Sunday night. Obviously, our time is, precious.
valuable.
The boys going back to school. The weekends are going to be dedicated to them, and I don't want to really be having to phone and text and message around people on a Sunday night saying, can you pay, can you pay, can you pay? Because I'm sure that a lot of you are aware, we're a small team, and making up the food barn packages and sorting out all the food is a lot of work. It's not just on a Monday, there it is. And so, for me, that time on a Sunday night is better used elsewhere rather than chasing people up. So, Sunday nights, I will not be chasing people for payment anymore. If payments are not made by Saturday evening, then you can expect that you will not receive a food parcel on Monday. And that isn't us being harsh.
No.
Guys, we know that people are in need of this food, but we have to have rules in place. So that is another thing. What was the other?
One of the reasons why we're doing that, obviously, is that we're setting up to grow and expand. We've got massive expansion, so obviously the next step will be taking on more clients. So if you have been on waiting lists,
in the next couple of weeks, you will be contacted to say.
We've already contacted.
I have contacted out a few, but I will contact out and say, right, from this date you're on the food barn scheme.
We'll be given a date and time and all that stuff. So that you'll be hearing very soon, probably this week, really. So obviously we've had to do that to expand. So you're talking something like 50 plus families. So that's a lot of people. And like Michele said, I remember there is Fusion Family Somerset is what you see in this room. Obviously we do have Barry and Bella. Bella that comes out and drives, and there are other people that have showed interest in helping.
And there are other people that we did have helping us, obviously, with the kids stuff and the after school stuff and that, but obviously that's not happening at the moment. But
those people that have contacted me about helping, I will get back to you this week. Obviously we've been away and there's been other bits and pieces. Like I said, we're recalibrating, we're ready to now deliver and enter into new ground for us and new ground for all of us. So new season, new place. I don't like that terminology. Christians tend to a new season. Some Christians keep saying that they're in a new season and don't actually never actually move forward in anything. There's no change. But Fusion Family Somerset certainly is, because we know that big projects are ahead and big things are ahead for us. That's going to really help not just Cheddar but other places as well, because we certainly have got our eyes on some of the other areas that we work in as well. So if you are in some places like Highbridge and Weston and places like that, then there will be some stuff that will come out into your area as well. So keep your eyes and ears kind of peeled on that stuff, and keep praying for us and support. And we're very grateful for those that support, like backers, and all of those bits and pieces. You know, and God's got it in control. You know, be still and know that I am God, and God is in control. So, you know, He's in control of the finances, He's in control of the whole lot, and He is abundant in all those things, and blesses people that are obedient and that know and love Him. So be expected that in your life as well. When you plug into God and you have God in your life, blessings are poured out onto your life in abundance, and changes happen in your life in abundance. And we're praying with you, and we're praying for you for some of that stuff. And we've seen that in some of your lives, and we're excited over that. And it's going to continue, because, you know, God is a faithful God that loves us and cares about us, and that's His plan for our lives. Not to struggle for the rest of our lives, but to be blessed abundantly. So we are excited about some of that stuff. Feeling a little bit tired today. We're relaxed. We didn't get back till late, but we just wanted to share with you and to say hi. And
yeah, we're trying to say hi because we've not
touch base. Yeah, because we've kind of gone off the radar a little bit. We just needed to do that as a family, because this life gets busy, doesn't it? And we know that this is going to be a next bit that we're going to be really busy. Christmas is on its way as well. Scary that, isn't it? You know what? Where did that happen? 1 minute it was February, and then next minute it's Christmas. Walk around some of the shops, it's like Christmas decorations and food and all that stuff is out. You know, beginning middle of August that was out some places. So, you know, hey ho, or ho ho.
Right.
Man in the big red suit. So, anything you want to say, darling?
No, I don't think
Food
so.
barns, stuff, we've
Food
covered
barns,
that,
no,
we've
yeah.
talked about that. There wasn't really anything else.
Nothing else that we can say at the moment.
No, obviously, you know, just keep into mind what we've said about these new rules, obviously, because there are other people that are waiting. So, you know, it's about being fair to us, but about being fair to others. You know, it's just about helping everybody, isn't it? As a community.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
Right, we're going to take off. We've got tons
to
and
do.
tons and tons of washing.
Yeah.
We've got shopping to do. We've got all sorts of things to do tomorrow. So
loads to do.
thinking of you all, especially if you've got children going back to school tomorrow, which we have. So think of us as well, because I'm feeling very nervous and
It'll all be good
about it all. I'm sure some of you are. I'm sure that there's an element of relief as well in there, but
there's a mix of emotions.
yeah.
There's a song that can you share at some point, is "Be Still, Know That I Am God." That "Be Still," I want to sing because I've got that la la that Hillsong one.
I will be still. That one.
No, that "Be Still."
That the Lord is in control.
That's the one.
Be still. That one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that on.
Some good lyrics in
I'm
that
not
one.
singing today, sorry.
Let's listen to it, take it in. For us, it's quite an emotional song, but it has a different meaning for us, doesn't it? So, you know, there's bittersweet in everything, but still, you've got to know that God is in control of whatever situation that you face. Be still and know that I am God. He loves you. So have a fantastic day.
Have a good week,
Be
everyone.
blessed. Yes.
Catch up with it if you have missed the beginning part. Lots of info on there.
Yeah.
But thinking of all parents, as I said,
or children that are
and
watching,
thinking of kids if you're going back to
teenagers.
school tomorrow. Big love to you all. We are feeling a mixture of emotions in this household, but we are wrapping our arms around all of you and giving you massive, massive cuddles.
Yeah.
And if you could do the same for me, because I'm at
Hello, Karina. Hope you guys are alright.
But yeah, so we hope you have a fantastic week. We will see you tomorrow if you're on our food barn scheme. If not, we will see you at some point through the week, either virtually or otherwise in the community.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Have
Be
a
safe.
fantastic week. Lots of love to you all.
Yeah. See you later.